Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So, as per every Tuesday evening, we've been going through the 10th Vaar of Bhai Gurdaas Ji. So, Bhai Gurdaas Ji again is the nephew of the third Guru. Their cousin, Bibi Pani Ji, was the wife of the fourth Guru, Guru Ramdas Ji, and then that makes them the Mamma Ji of the fifth Guru, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, during which Guru Sahib's time, during Guru Arjan Dev Ji's time, they were the scribe who wrote the Gurbani when Guru Arjan Dev Ji and the Bhagats spoke out loud the Gurbani that went into the first form we see of Guru Granth Sahib Ji in the early 1600s. So Bhai Gurdaas Ji was a scribe when Guru Arjan Dev Ji first compiled Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And also Bhai Gurdaas Ji have their own writings called their Vaar. They also have other writings called their Kabir Tasavaiye, and their Vaar specifically are called Gurbani Ki Kunji. They're given the title of Gurbani Ki Kunji, the key to understanding Gurbani. That title given to in the writings by Guru Arjan Dev Ji themselves. Bhai Gurdaas Ji, your writings will have their own special place in Sikhi, which will be they will help everybody understand Guru Granth Sahib Ji and the Guru's writings. And in these writings, Bhai Gurdaas Ji explain many different things, many metaphors, many metaphors, they go through a brief history of the Gurus in one chapter. Some chapters they talk about humility and the different examples that are given for humility in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And in this Vaar, the 10th Vaar out of 40, Bhai Gurdaas Ji have been listing and describing many different historical figures that are referenced in Guru Granth Sahib Ji from various different time periods. So from Satyug we've had Bhagat Prahlad Ji, Bhagat Dhruv, we've had Raja Janak, we've had people that have been connected to Krishna Bhagwan Ji. So we've had Bidar, Sodama, Bhagat Bidar, Bhagat Sodama, and we've had Draupadi, we've had queens such as Tara Rani, who was the queen to, I forgot the king's name, but yeah, Tara Rani was a queen we had. We've also had Bhagats like last week we had the first Bhagat who's referenced in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, but also had the writings in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So we had Bhagat Jayadev Ji last week and this week, and for a few weeks we're going to have Bhagats that have been referenced in Guru Granth Sahib Ji but also have writings in Guru Granth Sahib Ji as well. So I think last week Bhagat Jayadev Ji had two shabads in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and this week we have Bhai Gurdaas Ji describe Bhagat Naamdev Ji, who have around 60 shabads in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and they're also referenced in Guru Granth Sahib Ji as well. So just a bit of background, Bhagat Naamdev Ji were around 750 years ago, so they were around in the mid 1200s to the 1300s, and they were they're referred to as one of the Dadu Panthis, so one of the part of the Bhagati movement, part of the movement that focused on devotional worship again, rather than ritualistic and doctrinated worship. So they are considered in that in about 5 or 6 Bhagats, in a handful of Bhagats like Bhagat Kabir Ji, Bhagat Ramanand Ji, and Bhagat Naamdev Ji are respected in that sense. They're from a place called Maharashtra. So Maharashtra, for those who don't know, is from Punjab. You'd say is towards the south of India, but it's the middle of India / south. And Maharashtra is also where most of us will know one of the Takhats. So one of the Takhats, one of the forts of our Panth, Takhat Hazur Sahib. Now Takhat Sri Hazur Sahib Sri Abchal Nagar in Nanded in Maharashtra. So we know most famously for one of the Takhats being there. And Bhagat Naamdev Ji was from that area as well. They spoke Marathi. Their writings are in Marathi as well, and also they are they're quite they have a famous mandir where they found their guru, where they discovered their guru, adopted their guru, which is very close to Hazur Sahib as well. So if you ever go there, they, in a short day trip, you can go and see the mandir that their story is related to, that we'll talk about a little bit later. But the Saki today, which is referenced in Guru Granth Sahib Ji quite often, is about Bhagat Naamdev Ji having the darshan, having the vision of Vaheguru manifesting themselves in a physical form to reward them after their seva and their sort of devotion and their faith. So we'll go into the Saki, and Bhai Gurdaas actually reference a few other things as well. Just going over the sort of the brief praises and story of Bhagat Naamdev Ji. Vaheguru Ji kam kita pyo challeya. So the scene is that at one point their father Challeya, had gone kam kita to do some kam. So their father had left the town that they were from and had to travel far away for some sort of kam, some sort of job, some sort of commitment. And before they left, they were going to go for a few days or a week or two. What they said is that Naam Deo no Aakh Siddhaya. They spoke to Naamdev before leaving, and they told him to do something. Before they Siddhaya means to leave. So before they left, they gave Naamdev some sort of some tasks to do and some responsibilities to uphold while they were away. And what were they? Thakur di seva kari. So a Thakur, in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, you see this word Thakur used in two different forms. Thakur, in the sort of form you might know it, Thakur is like another word for master, and we might use that talking to Vaheguru. So if we're reading Gurbani or in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, it's used as a word for Vaheguru. So we'll say Thakur and refer to Vaheguru, like another word for Vaheguru. But also Thakur is a word for the what we might call a murti. So in the Hindu faith they have, or in not the Hindu faith, but in all traditional, in many traditional Indian faiths, they use a like stone idol of the god or goddess that they're worshipping to sort of help them or represent the god or goddess that they're worshipping. So you see these stone idols that are in the mandirs that are worshipped, and seva is done of it. Much like we do seva of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, in the sense they offer things to the murti. They wash the murti. They if there's a wedding or something, you go to seek the blessings of your god or goddess via the form that is the murti, that is the sort of stone idol. So they see that as like a representation of their god or goddess, and it's each murti will be a different or god or different goddess. And so what his dad told him before he left was, Thakur di seva kari. The murti that we have, they'll probably have a little room where they'd created like a little mini sort of small mandir, and the Thakur, the god or goddess's form that they had, their dad said, make sure you do the seva daily. You do the seva, you go and you offer, like they mentioned now, dudh piyavan keh samjaya. Make sure you get milk. So back in those days you have your own cows. So go to the cow, milk the cow, get the milk, fresh milk, go and offer it to the murti, your god or goddess, in the form of that statue, of that statue, you could say, that murti. So they told him to do this. Naam deo isnan kar, and also naam deo, make sure you wash the murti every day. So these are the sort of sevas that a person would do every day. Maybe offer flowers, these kind of things. You can sort of imagine what other things would be done. They are worshipping their god through the form of this statue that is in front of them. So remember, these are the times then. So we have to understand this is what if we were around then, most likely we would be doing. So Bhagat Naamdev Ji's dad left, and what Naamdev or Naamdev as referenced here, what Bhagat Naamdev would do, Naamdev isnan kar, he would wash the murti, bathe the murti, clean the murti, and then kapal gai dohe ke le aya. He would milk the cows, or he would milk a cow, and he would bring the milk and he would offer it to the murti. Now, what everyone else would do is, they would, and if we think of, the way we think of our relationship with Guru Granth Sahib Ji in terms of a good or bad relationship, sometimes we might be so like sort of lazy in our minds where we do things like we'll offer something to Guru Granth Sahib Ji, but we don't really sort of believe it's sort of going or it's being offered to them in the same way that if we, the Guru was there in a physical form, in terms of like a physical form, like a body, like if it was Guru Gobind Singh Ji there, sitting there, we don't offer things to Guru Granth Sahib Ji as if the Guru is right there in front of us. And similarly, what people would do in those days would just offer things. They just put the dud in front of the murti, and then later on they just take the dud and go on, just sort of drink it. It was just like a ritual. It was just a thing you sort of did. But Bhagat Naamdev, just like there are some Gursikhs, there are some Sikhs that they won't just go and bring some atta and put it in front of Guru and say matha take and just walk out. They will actually feel like, Guru Sahib, this is my atta that I brought, this is the flour I brought, this is the milk I brought, this is the sugar I've brought. Also a little note, try to bring other things than milk, flour and sugar, because if you ever look in the back of the kitchens, there's always quite a lot of sugar built up, so maybe they're not the best things to take. But some Gursikhs, they'll offer those things, and they offer those things from their heart, not just sort of like a ritual, not just like an action. Some people also, they'll do it for like a specific day of the year. We see on Diwali, we see people will sort of offer things on that day, but they don't any other day. So you sort of, but then you see the opposite side of people that do it from the pureness of their heart and their actual devotion, their faith in Vaheguru. So similarly, Bhagat Naamdev, out of the faith that they have for Vaheguru, for God, that they see in the form of this murti, in this statue, they would get the milk. They would go and offer the milk to the Thakur. Yeah. Also, it says here, Thakur ko navalaka. They would wash the Thakur, Charanodak le, and they would take the water that the Thakur had been washed with as like a form of Amrit. So much like we hear during the times of the first 9 gurus, obviously during the 10th guru's times, we hear about Amrit being prepared, with the Panj Pyare, or not prepared the first time, but after from then we hear about Amrit being prepared by the Panj Pyare with the Khanda, reading the 5 Barniya and stuff. But before that, we hear about how the Guru's feet would be washed and the water would be taken as Amrit. So what he does the same thing essentially. He sees the Thakur as his form of God. He washes the Thakur, and that water that's remaining, he takes that home and he drinks it and treats it like Amrit. So he takes the Amrit and Tilak Chadaya, and he also puts a Tilak, like a the red mark you have in between your eyebrows, on your forehead, and he puts a Tilak on the Thakur as well. So, those would be of things like sandalwood or kesar or saffron, like nice expensive things that you sort of be offering in that form to the murti. Then what he would do different is, so all those things everyone would do anyway, but he did it with actual faith. When we carry on, what he then does is something that remember, he's doing it from a place of, his dad is usually the one that does this puja. He's doing it from a place of pure innocence and like from a pure heart. His dad maybe has just got into the habit of just doing the sort of completing the ritual, completing the sort of task, and just being done with it. But what Bhagat Naamdev Ji does is Hath jod binti kare. He puts his hands together and he does an ardas to the Thakur. Dud piyaho ji Gobind Raya. Gobind Raya, another word for Vaheguru, Gobind, the creator. Bind, I mean seed, the creator of Go, the universe, so the creator of the universe, Gobind, please drink this milk. So he would honestly, from a pure point of his heart, place of it from his heart, he would offer this and want Vaheguru to drink this milk, whereas everyone else would just put it there and just sort of walk off. Nihcho kar aradhya, with great faith, Nihcho kar aradhya, he would want his God to manifest. He would Arad means to concentrate, to focus on his Guru, so that they would manifest. Hoye dayal daras dekhalaya, and what happened is Vaheguru became very compassionate and very affected by his devotion, and daras dekhalaya, appeared in a physical form to bless him. And what did he do? Pari katori Naamdev. He filled a katori, like you could say a cup or a little bowl of milk, and he offered it to Vaheguru's actual physical form, not the statue now. Le Thakur, so Vaheguru took that from him. Le Thakur no dud piyaya, so he took it, and he gave it to his god or goddess that he was worshipping. and they drank the milk in front of him. So Vaheguru basically was so happy with him, they came in a physical form to fulfill his faith and his love for Vaheguru. Then this is the same Bhagat Naamdev Ji. So remember, Vaheguru became happy with them and would reveal themselves to them many, many times. They then mention some other stories, Gai, Mui, Jiva, Leon. So one Sakhi where Bhagat Naamdev went to Delhi, and the king there actually tested his powers. So remember, Vaheguru then came to his aid to fulfill this sort of seva, in a sense, or this action, which was that the king there was of an Islamic faith. He asked for a dead cow to be brought back to life, and Vaheguru stepped in with their powers, saved the honor of Bhagat Naamdev. So that dead cow, Gai Mui, that was dead, Jiva Leon, they brought back to life. Naamdev Da Chappar Chaya. One other time as well, many sort of jealous pundits knocked down their chappar, their chan, their hut they used to live in, and by the morning Vaheguru had actually created a new hut for them, had brought it back to how it was before. And then also another Sakhi, Pher Dehura Rakhion Char Varanale Peri Paya. Because Bhagat Naamdev was of a low caste, or supposed low caste in the country then, they went to in Narsi. There's a mandir that's been there since for 5,000 years. The mandir has been there since the times of the Pandavas, since the time of Mahabharata. They twisted that, so they went to the mandir and they started doing bhagati at the door, at the entrance, and the Pandits they didn't like that, and they sort of shooed him off. And what he did is he went and sat behind the mandir, and the whole mandir span around. If you ever see that mandir, I've been there as well. It's made of granite, so the whole thing is carved out of one block of granite. It's not like it's not been made; it's sort of been cut away. The mandir, and it's very, very it's a large mandir. That mandir completely twisted around, and when you go there, you can see the foundation. You can see that it's facing the wrong way. The entrance is the wrong way. You go in from the entrance, and then you have to go to the other side and then turn around. Even the position it points is completely sort of wrong as it should have been. And the mandir completely span around to face Bhagat Naamdev. So they say, Pher Dehura Rakhion. Vaheguru span the mandir around when those people who said that he was a low caste shooed him out of the mandir. Chad Varanale Peri Paya, and he humbled, you could say he won over all 4 different castes of people. So there's different tiers of caste. Even though he was from the supposedly lowest caste, everybody would touch the feet and would be humbled in front of Bhagat Naamdev due to their connection with Vaheguru. And they finish by Gurdaas and say Bhagat Janada Kare Karaya. So Bhagat Jana. So Jana means the people, Bhagat people, the people that are the Bhagats of Vaheguru. What does Vaheguru do? Bhagat Janada Kare Karaya. They complete the tasks of the Bhagats. And we see many Sakhiya like this of Bhagat Naamdev Ji, where they, even in their Shabad, sometimes they reference, there's one Shabad here, there's a Shabad here where they talk about their, when they said, there's the lady next door asks, Paad Padosan Pooch Le Nama, Ka Pehchan Shawai Ho, your chan, your hut, who's created your hut? So when we talked about how it was brought down, and then Vaheguru created it again, they say, listen, Benji, they say, listen, sister, because she's from next door. Ri Bhai, Bhai means Bibi. Hey, listen, Bibi. Bedi den na jai. I can't explain to you who my carpenter is, or who the creator of my hut is. Dekh Bedi rahe samai. My Bedi, my carpenter, is that Vaheguru that is pervading everywhere, that is within everything. And so we also see at other occasions where Bhagat Naamdev Ji has a difficulty, a task to be completed, like Bhagat Jayadev last week, where they were completing their writings. So if you go back to sort of the last week's recording, you can see Bhagat Jayadev and how Vaheguru completed their task, which was their writings that they couldn't complete. So the sort of moral of this week's Vaar, this Pauri, is one, that's a little bit of information about Bhagat Naamdev. So when we see the name Bhagat Naamdev come up in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, whether it be referencing Bhagat Naamdev Ji, and also whether it be one of their 60 or so shabads as well. I think there's 62 shabads, which is quite a lot. So if it's one of those shabads where they talk about this experience, where they talk about where they gave this milk to Vaheguru themselves, and Vaheguru revealed themselves to drink this water, this milk, or whether it's their hut being knocked down and then Vaheguru coming to the aid and bringing it back again. So there, and also the mandir spinning around. We see them reference that in I think in Basant Rag, in Ang's number 1100-ish. In Guru Granth Sahib, we see that talked about by themselves, by them, themselves. In Guru Granth Sahib Ji, we can see that the thing to take away is that we as well, if we are the true devotees of Vaheguru, if we are actually treating Guru Granth Sahib Ji like they are the Guru, not just they are just like everybody else worships their statues, or we just worshiping Guru Granth Sahib Ji in the same way. Do we actually have the faith within, inside us, or the correct, real intentions when we complete every action that anybody else does? So where two people might do the same thing, where one person matha takes to Guru Granth Sahib Ji and they're just sort of doing it because they want good luck for their exam that they're going to do later on or whatever, and where the other person matha takes because they see Guru Granth Sahib Ji as the controller of the whole universe, the creator of the world, and there's nobody more powerful than Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So who should we ask? Who should we ask from? Obviously Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Which one are we going to be? The ones that just complete that same action, or the ones that do it from a place of genuine faith? So that is this week's Vaar. Next week is another Bhagat as well who has writings in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. There's few for the next few weeks, and we're halfway through this Vaar. So this is Pauri number 11. So this is figure, an historical figure, historical figure number 11. The previous recordings as well you can get from the IGTV, the Instagram TV, on this page, and then they're also on YouTube. You just have to type in the charity's name. You just have to type in Mata Sahib God Educational Trust, and if you go in the playlist, so if you go on the uploaded videos, you'll see the other lives on there too. So thank you everybody for listening this week, and we'll carry on next week, Tuesday at 7:30. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji